Okay, hi everyone. This is our final presentation for our experience design class. We are Kaytlyn, Katy, Hollis, and Lilli Sanders. So we are from Memory Makers Co. And for our experiences, we always want to provide insight on the effectiveness of our trips and help people understand the experiences that families have during these trips. And so for our trip, we focused on the experience theory of flow. So flow is defined as the state of being completely involved in what you're doing. And so this is something that we try to implement for members of the family that were going on the trip. So to kind of explain this, we are going to have 3 different members of a family that just went on our most recent trip talk about their experience and how they benefited from joining us on this adventure.
Hi, I'm Kaytlyn, and I'm 4 years old. I wanted to tell you about the best family vacation ever. We went on the California Adventures trip, which was split up into 3 days. The first day was a beach day, the second day was Disneyland, and the third day was a trip to the National Forest. We got to do so much, but my favorite day was definitely the beach day. There was so much to do and I never got bored. One thing that made family vacation really hard in the past was that I have teenage siblings who don't like to do the same kinds of things that I like to do. If we did what they wanted to do, it would be too hard and I wouldn't be able to join in. But if we did what I wanted to do, it would be too easy and they wouldn't have any fun. This sometimes even caused arguments because we would fight over what we were going to do. But we didn't have to worry about that on this trip because there was something for everyone. My older brothers got to play volleyball and fish while I made sandcastles. In the afternoon, I got really tired, so I went on a whale watching trip with my grandpa. It was so fun to spend time with him and see a few whales. I also went kayaking with one of my older brothers, and we got to see all sorts of fish. It was great to have one-on-one time with him because we don't usually hang out together. It was awesome how we got to split up and choose activities that we wanted to do. But the best part of it all was that we still got to spend time as a family doing certain activities. We all swam together in the ocean and played games, and then at night we all came together to have a big bonfire and eat s'mores. I loved that I got to do what I wanted to do, but still got to spend time with my family. The activities that I did were not too hard, but they also weren't too easy either. It was the perfect combination. I was having so much fun that I was surprised when the sun started going down. The day had gone by too fast. This family vacation really united my family, and we still talk about this trip all the time. Ever since this trip, we get along better and we do more things as a family. I feel like I understand my older brothers better and they understand me too. We even found a place a few miles away from our house to rent kayaks so we can paddle together on a lake near my town on the weekends. I don't know if we ever would have gotten the idea without going on our amazing trip together. I hope we get to go on another vacation like this soon.
I am muted. My name is Lilli and I am 6 years old. Technology is still hard for me. So while I loved so many parts of our trip, I would have to say that my favorite day was the day that we spent in Disneyland. So seeing my children and my grandchildren experience the magic of Disneyland was so special. The memories that we made together in the park are ones that I know that I'll have forever. So since my husband passed away, I spend a lot of time alone. And so looking at pictures really helps me to continue to feel connected to my family. So Memory Makers Co., they provided us with a photographer on our trip. And that was huge for me because I know that I'll be able to look back at those pictures and have memories to last a lifetime. So that was a huge benefit for me. So some of the things that we did that day, we took pictures in front of Cinderella's castle. We walked and talked and laughed in downtown Disney. We ate really good food like corn dogs and Dole Whip, went on rides and ate at the Blue Bayou Cafe. So there was something for everyone, and that was really awesome. During the trip, Memory Makers Co. focused on increasing our flow experiences, and they kind of helped us to understand what the benefits of flow were. So I'm going to just talk about what the 5 C's were that they explained to us. So first was clarity. So during the trip, I knew that my family was there to bond with one another without distractions. So everyone expected members of the family to be engaged during all of the activities. Second was centering. So our focus was on each other. And I loved seeing my children focus on, their children, my grandchildren, and taking time to connect with each other without their phones, where at home, sometimes they're easily distracted by those things. Next was choice. So there was a wide variety of choices for activities throughout the trip, which made it really well-rounded. The next was commitment. So my grandchildren knew that they could trust their parents to take care of them during the challenging activities like horseback riding, which we'll talk about later, or even going on some of the rides at Disneyland that maybe seemed a little bit scary for some of the younger kids. And the last was challenge. So my grandchildren and my own children were willing to get out of their comfort zones to do challenging activities like hiking or horseback riding, and my daughter will talk about those next. And then lastly, one of my favorite things was I love to spoil my grandchildren. So after dinner, we went and did souvenir shopping, and it was just so great to be able to see them enjoying that, and then just walking around the park to be able to talk to them about things and to really be able to learn about their lives. So those are things that I know will benefit our family in the future.
I'm Katy, and I am 37 years old. My favorite day on this whole trip was when we went to the National Forest. It was amazing. I don't know about everyone else, but I loved when we went and did the Millard Canyon Falls hike. It was stunning. The hike wasn't too long, and I loved the choice that depending on our family and how we felt, we could either go with the longer hike or we could have the shorter hike, which was great for all ages. Our family, we went with the longer hike, but that was just, it was better for our family. We also loved to see all the wildlife there. We're super big into wildlife, so to see the newts and all the other animals, we loved it. It was so fun. And okay, I lied. I said the hike was my favorite, but probably the horseback riding was up there as well. Little Johnny was so scared to go, but with the help of Sarah and Savannah, he was able to do it. That was just something I haven't seen my family do in the past, and I really loved that. This trip also really helped because I loved how they taught us about flow and about the different aspects we could do. So then after we went horseback riding and had our picnic dinner lunch, we were able to go back home, and I felt so honored that I was able to implement the flow things into my own family lives. We had that hour-ish time to just like be together where I got to choose how to make flow be a personal thing for me. We played games because we're a pretty big gamer family, and it got pretty competitive, but that was perfect for us. I also really loved how they taught us about those different types of activities. What were they called again? Alia, something like that. All about how like chance and gambling and how that would, not gambling, gambling's bad, kids, but how that would help. And we did that with the games and all the different types of activities that we could do that could help include that and help make flow a better thing in our lives. We also had a really good time at all the restaurants. This day was just so fun, and not having phones to distract us was amazing. It really felt like it centered our family.
Awesome. So that is our presentation for Memory Makers Co. And we are just grateful for you sticking with us. Thanks.